Hello and welcome to Parrhesia's Milestone number 2. I'm Evan Stolman, and with me I have my partner Travis Zuha, and we are from Georgia Tech's CS 6460 Educational Technology class, and we're going to be sharing the Milestone number 2 for our project that we're doing for class. So to get started, we're going to do a little bit of introduction and background on our project. So to start, what does Parrhesia mean? So for those of you who haven't seen the content that we've put out earlier in the class, Parrhesia means speak freely in ancient Greek. And that leads into what is the purpose of Parrhesia. So what we want to do is we want to create an environment where users can essentially learn from anybody, no matter what language they speak or what language the instructor speaks. And this is a powerful capability because it really breaks the language barrier, and that's our goal here. So we created a system where a user can take a YouTube video, choose a source and destination language, and it'll embed captions into that video and show it in real time as people are talking what's being said. And so that it's a really powerful project, and we're really happy to be able to present this to you. The reason that we were interested in this project is because during the first week of class, we had to introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about our background. And we really realized how diverse our class is. I mean, we have people from India, the UAE, Greece, the United States. And so we just really wanted to be able to create an environment for everybody so that they can learn in whatever language they choose. So I'm going to turn it over now to Travis so that he can go through our technology stack.
So currently, Parrhesia runs quite a few technology stacks. For instance, our front end is running Angular for Angular framework. We're currently Angular 6, and that communicates and is served up from its back end, which is a Node.js server, specifically an Express server. Now, the Express server does most of the work in the fact that it actually makes the call to Google Cloud, and then when that call to transcribe the video, and then it makes the call back again to translate the video, and then builds the SRT file along the way. And then along with that, it also saves the data in the Mongo database, which is served up using Docker. We're using Docker for our continuous builds and integration, that for ease of use, and just so it's the developers don't really have to set too much up for the machine. They can just run everything through Docker and out they go. Now, for a quick Milestone 1 recap, the biggest thing about Milestone 1 was getting the big pieces out of the way. So one of the first big pieces, as always, is getting the environment ready to go. And as we said before, we used Docker to get a lot of our pieces ready, such as MongoDB was originally just running out of Docker by itself. We still needed to get a Angular scaffolded up together. We needed to get our Node.js ready to go with all its packages, npm running, Node ready to go. With that, then we wanted to be able to get Evan the ability to make his API calls quickly and as most efficiently as possible. So the basic main view, which you will see soon, and the translator views, which you will also see. And with that, we were able to test and integrate most of our Google API calls by the time Milestone 1 was done, so we could work on most of the translation and editing and SRT type stuff in the Milestone 2.
Yeah, so like Travis said, all the Google APIs and stuff were done up front. So for Milestone 2, we focused on the editing of the translation. We focused on getting those results from Google and embedding them in the video, so the video caption overlay. And then lastly, we have our website available online in a public-facing server so that it can be done with beta testing for the people who are going to review our project. The remaining work that we'll have after this milestone is to complete the slide-through lecture integration, which is a Python-based project that a student had done in a previous semester. So we're going to integrate with that. We started it already, but we're going to finish that. Then we have the SRT file editing. So currently right now, the backend does create the SRT file. After Travis and I talked, we want to actually be able to edit the SRT file, let the translators do that so that we can get a really accurate machine translation, add that human layer into the loop so that we can get very close to 100% accuracy. With that, once the translators get done editing our SRT files, we want to notify the user who had made the original translation request so that they can go and download their content with the up-to-date translation. And then we are going to fix the bugs that are found during our beta testing, and we're going to prepare our final presentation and our paper. So now we're going to go ahead and do a demo. So this is the landing page for Parrhesia. We demoed this extensively in demo 1, but just to recap, we have our input selection here. We could do a YouTube URL or video upload, where you can choose a file from your local PC. All this is working, all of it's integrated. It does that beautifully, but for today, we're going to do a YouTube URL, and we're actually going to grab a video from a different class and go ahead and put it in here. You can put in your email for when we get the alerting done, and then you can select a source and destination language. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and click Create Video, excuse me. And while that's working, I'm going to talk a little bit about the other options we have here. So you can download a transcript. With that, you'll just get the raw text translation of the video. The Create the Video, that's going to be the actual SRT file creation, which will embed that into the video, and then the download PowerPoint will integrate with slide-through lectures to create, using AI, a very detailed presentation with the translation that we create provided in that PowerPoint. Just another note, this will only take videos up to 60 seconds. The APIs would be way too expensive if we allowed to do more than that, and it would require additional infrastructure. So once the Create Video button is clicked, what happens is we go out to YouTube and we download the file. Then we take that YouTube video that we get and we parse out the audio. Google's APIs, they weren't working really well with the video, so we just decided to go with an audio file, and I convert it to a FLAC, which is a lossless audio file. Then we take that audio file and we send it to Google Speech to Text, and then sentence by sentence we break up that transcript that we got and send it to the translator API. The reason we do that is so we can create a really accurate SRT file that only displays one sentence at a time. That way there's not a whole lot of text on the screen at once. Once we create those SRT files, we then embed it into the video and then return it to the user, let you see right here. So as you click play, you'll see as they're talking, and the audio is actually playing the sentences update. And so that's one of the coolest things that we were able to get to work. If you hover over Travis and go ahead and click that 3 dots, you can actually download the video straight to your PC to save for future reference, and it has the captions in it as well. So at this point, that's all the content that I have on the main screen. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Travis to talk about our translators and what their purpose is, the utilities that he's created for them, and how to edit those translations. Thanks, Travis.
So thank you, Evan. So the translators are a big part of our Parrhesia here, because as you can see, just from this, we're using a knowledge-based AI introductory video. And as we all know who's taken this class, that taking these classes, usually they introduce us a welcome to the college, the course number, and the name. But as you can see, this looks like this would have been the course number, and this is Northwest. But let's look a little further. And so as you can see, based on the first milestone, we just had this basic layout here. Nothing really else set up. For this milestone 2, we now have the option to search for a language that the translator has the option to edit. Now, as you can see, we have our knowledge-based AI part 1 video here. We can go ahead and hit edit. And now you can see the translations, a side-by-side comparison of translations. Now let's go ahead and click Spanish here, and we now have the English translation, and we have the Spanish translation, and we have our video up top. In case you wanted, for the idea is that, let's say you only knew English, or you only knew Spanish, or you only knew vice versa, or one or the other, and you, depending on the list of languages, you can still have the video playing, and you can still come through here and say, okay, so I only know Spanish. Let's go ahead and just edit this accordingly. But I can hear I can't read English, but I can hear it very well, or I can hear the source language of the video accordingly. So let's go ahead in here and let's say, well, we know that this is going to say welcome to knowledge-based artificial intelligence. Let's go ahead and do. Now, I don't know what knowledge-based is in Spanish, but I do know it's not Northwest. So at least for the next person who comes through here and he decides to say, okay, so let's fix this, let's make this better. Let's put knowledge-based right here, and when the next translator comes in who actually knows Spanish better than I do, maybe he'll come in and fix it. We'll go ahead and we'll hit update here, and then we will close out. So it looks like our transcription's been updated. Guess we can view it again. All right, we have knowledge base there, so it looks like we're good. And now the biggest part of, like I said, the biggest part about this is our machine learning from Google only gets us so far. I say it gets us about 80%, maybe 85%, depending on how clearly spoken the transcription is. So if the transcription is off, the translation is going to be off, and so on and so forth. So this will, at least this, I feel, will get us pretty close to 100% with the use of the human ear and the just human intelligence by itself. So with that, I would like to thank you for viewing our presentation. Go ahead and beta test our application, and that's Parrhesia for you.